What happens when you don't care to mow your yard and decide to hit the hardest object in your yard with your mower? Well, you end up with a lawn ornament that you hopefully didn't have to pay for. In this case, they traded it back in for a different mower that was on hand, but now we have to figure out what to do with this one. And if you hadn't guessed it by the title of the video or the thumbnail, we're going to make this ornament useful again. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this Honda lawnmower. And the problem is that the engine on it has a bent crankshaft, making this mower impossible to use. And if you kept using it the way that it is, the mower would shake itself apart. Just ask me how I know. So we have talked about maybe replacing the crankshaft, and that's because I'm not keen on bending them straight again. I have nothing against you if you choose to do it, I'm just choosing not to. That only leaves us with a couple of choices, and on this one, I'm choosing to replace the engine. Now overall, this mower is in decent condition considering its age, but there are a couple of items that we need to address. We'll probably need to inspect the blades for any damage, and if they're still usable, sharpen and balance them. It's surprising they survived the hit they took considering it was a solid steel I-beam. The drive belt should still be good, and that's because there were no self-propel issues before the accident. But if you think the belt is slipping and the self-propel is lacking power, then this would be a great time to replace it. So where are we going to get a spare engine? Well, luckily we happen to have one on hand. This mower was found using my favorite app being given away for free along with other items that I had no interest in. Luckily this mower happens to be the same model, which will make swapping engines a lot easier. The best part is that the donor mower has parts on it that we can use on this mower too. So why aren't we fixing the donor mower and robbing parts off of it instead? Well, all you have to do is look at it. First off, the valve cover is damaged and has a hole in it. Second, the mowing deck is being held together by hopes and dreams, not to mention a lot of duct tape. Now you do have to wonder how bad it is underneath that tape, so we'll take a look later on. To be honest, I have no problems using a mower like this, it shows commitment. But I would be worried about a rock or pebble being thrown right through that tape and damaging something important. Just remember when checking the oil, wipe off the dipstick first before inserting it, that way you'll get an accurate reading. And unfortunately, the reading we get is all too common. As this one shows, the level is much too low and not even visible on the stick. Now comes the hard part, which is adding some random amount of oil to the engine, trying to get it to the full mark. If you're lucky, you'll get it on one attempt. Get it wrong though, and you'll add too much and we'll need to take some out. So next up, we're going to start the donor engine and see how it runs. And luckily for us, the engine on the donor mower starts and runs just like it should. The self-propelled even works great too. We'll have to save the drive system for a different project because right now we need to take off the bad engine off the mowing deck. After getting the blades out of the way, we'll then work the drive belt off the pulley and then take off the 4 bolts holding the engine. This would also be a great time to clean off all that dried up grass on the mowing deck, but that choice is up to you. So what am I going to do with this damaged engine? I'm not really sure exactly, but I would like to replace the crankshaft if I ever find a good replacement. Now because it might end up inside on a shelf with other engines, I don't want to risk making a mess, so I'll pour out all the oil. This oil looks to be in good condition, but it's still going to end up in the recycling container. Now you can still use it on another engine, but make sure to filter it first. With the broken engine off the mowing deck, this would also be a great time to clean it up. This one, however, is in great condition and we don't need to do much to it. I am going to skip the removal process on the parts mower since it'll be exactly like what you just saw. But I was curious to see just how bad the rust problem was on the donor mower and I was not disappointed. If you're not sure how this happens, the answer is very simple. The mowing deck was never cleaned. The irony is that if they put the energy they used to keep patching the deck into yearly cleaning, this could have been avoided. Now the wheels on the donor mower are in really good condition when compared to the other mower, so we'll be swapping them as well. Not everything on the donor mower is in good condition though, as you can tell by the hole in the valve cover. I would like to try and fix it now, but that's going to take more time than you think, so we'll have to wait for a different day. It might not make sense to you now, but when you see the process, it'll make more sense then. So what I should have done while the engine wasn't on the mowing deck was to clean the underside. But there's really no set time in cleaning it, meaning you can clean it whenever you have the time or when you feel like it, just don't wait too long. Now the bare minimum I would recommend is a yearly cleaning. And even then, that's a bit of a stretch, but it could extend the life of your mowing deck by years. So I am going to reuse the blades that took the hit, but we do want to make sure they're still balanced. Otherwise, the engine and mower is going to shake a lot more than it should be while it's running. So it doesn't have to be perfectly balanced, but the closer the better, and these are surprisingly good enough. Now I do have to admit, replacing these blades are not cheap when compared to other models, so it was nice not to have to replace them. One of the other items that we get to swap over is the brake cable that somehow broke when they hit the I-beam. This cable is not that expensive, but if we had to replace it along with both blades, the cost and parts would continue to grow. So what are we going to do about that hole in the valve cover then? I can't leave it like that, otherwise oil is going to seep from it. Following in the footsteps of the people who gave us the donor mower, I'm just going to put a piece of duct tape over it while we do our test runs. Now don't worry, I'm not going to use it like this, it's just going to be there for a short time. Now since we didn't check it yet, we better make sure this engine's oil level is close to full, otherwise we could be doing the swap again. So there is one more thing we need to fix on the donor engine, and that is the recoil. If you didn't know it, Honda recoils can develop a problem where the spring in the recoil gets covered in dirt, making them slow to retract. So this recoil does still work, but with it working this slow, it can be annoying to use. The fix for this is pretty simple to do. All you have to do is clean the dirt off the spring, but it's how you go about it that can be complicated. Now the best way is to take the recoil apart and manually clean the spring, but that's the long way and not to mention difficult. While the much easier way is to use brake cleaner on the spring and attempt to clean it. Now this might take multiple attempts before it works or a single application, it just depends on how dirty the spring is. This method is not perfect, but there is a better way to do it, and that is to use a degreaser on the spring. After working the recoil with the degreaser on it, you'll need to just clean it off and let it dry somewhere warm. It needs to dry off fast in a warm spot, otherwise the spring could get rust on it. The same goes for your lawnmower. If you clean it with water, put it in a good location with good ventilation that's warm and do not put it away wet. After letting it dry, you can then apply a lubricant to the spring if you want to. We'll then install the cleaned and lubricated recoil back onto the engine, start it up and make sure it works just like it should. The good news is that it starts and runs great, but the bad news is that we're still not done with the project just yet. Yes, we could call it good enough for a used mower, test it, and then sell it. But there are several small items I want to take care of, not to mention an important one that most people forget about. That does bring up a good question though, how far should you go when fixing up a lawnmower before you sell it? The answer is not difficult, and that is, it depends on the person selling it. If all you want to do is get it running again and sell it, then that's it. If, however, you feel as though you should go a lot further than that, then go right ahead. That's exactly what I plan on doing with this one, and the reason why is because I feel like it, but you certainly don't have to do the same thing. So my question is, would you be okay selling it the way that it is now? I mean, it starts and runs and cuts great, or would you go just a bit further than that? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask me any questions about this project or about your own projects, and I hope to see you in the next video.